I was struggling for a topic for a video to put out over this weekend, but I have actually come up with something new. We are going to take a look at the so-called granite box that's within the Great Pyramid only throughout the entire video, and I will show you the anomalies. I've actually put out some information on this in the past on videos on the Great Pyramid, but I just layered music over and pointed a couple of things out in text, so we'll look at that a lot closer and see if I can actually convince the people that thought, well, that didn't believe me, right? Anyway, so just to start, I noticed how the floor is raised, that the guy's standing up on. I don't know why that is. And the writing on the back wall, right? So all that writing, that graffiti doesn't exist anymore, for one thing. This is a closer look at it, because when you see the wall now, it looks like it's almost made out of the same substance that the granite box is, and that it's got little chisel marks all over it. You know, maybe a piece of laminate, wood, or something, some paint or something that laid over it, because it has got chisel marks everywhere over it. All right, I'll show that in a bit. So I came across this, and it's speaking about damage within the Great Pyramid and the King's Chamber. You can read it in your own time. It just goes into something that I'm going to point out shortly, that's all. Anyway, this is the box that we are going to look at, and the groove that does run around the top, almost like a lid did actually sit over the top of it, and the holes that run around the edge. We'll take a closer look at that. So this is a close-up of the image I've just shown, the top and the bottom. There are more holes around the edge of this thing. When you look at the bottom of this though, if you notice, you can see the grooves almost like it's been completely ground out with something. Even almost like it was softer when they ripped the lid off or smeared something over what it was actually made out of, which is where I'm actually leading in this video. Maybe you see the petrified, or it's got something layered over it. I just have to point out certain things. It will make sense by the end. So if you look at the image on the left, you can see how part of it sticks out. Yeah, and you can see lumps, almost like joints, where it's been put together in 4 sections, well 5 I suppose, with the bottom piece, okay? Exactly the same way as you would make a wooden box today. So this is a close-up of it. I will show you an example of a modern joint of how you would do that very shortly, right? But anyway, this is the same angle of the box, and you can see the one on the left, how it's white, how it's actually been knocked off. So this is obviously more recent. The one on the left is more recent. Now, all the way around, the people that took that image, you can see the areas have been knocked off almost all the way around it, right? So this box wasn't made perfect in the first place. You know, they didn't sand the joints down. So I already know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking that this guy's completely lost his mind again, because he's speaking about the supposed tomb within the Great Pyramid, which has never been proven as a tomb. It's only human sized, by the way, as well. That it was originally made out of wood. Well, that is actually pure logic, right? This video is not to do with how advanced the actual pyramid is and how much bigger it is, what kind of technology today it would take to pull something off like that and keep it that level to this day, and build the chambers within, which are only chambers within the peak of what we see today, that's all. Well, yeah, logic does dictate. Well, yes, logic does dictate that if you was going to build a box within the thing, you would build it out of wood for a start, right? But not only that, the fact that I've just shown you joinery and holes, right, to prove that a lid went on it, proves 110% that the thing was built out of wood, because you can't do it with rock or concrete. Right? Yeah, that is right. So you've got two choices, maybe three. One is that it's petrified into what we see today, or it's had something layered over it, whether that was done in the past, in more recent history, or during the archaeology of Egypt in the 1700s. You decide on that one. Anyway, that's something similar to what I'm going to show shortly. And of course, these Egyptologists have got, in their minds anyway, all the reasons to go along with the narratives that they push, as like this thing was a tomb. Well, I can also lay that one to bed and all, because any civilization that was advanced enough to build something like the Great Pyramids, right? In them saying that it was a tomb, you would not spend that long in using that many blocks to build something so large to then put your king inside it without blocking off all the main arteries of it, like the Grand Gallery and the entrance. You would just block all that off with cement and, well, just wall it all in completely. Where the hell would you build the damn thing and then just leave that open for somebody to go in and rob the thing? So, no, I ain't that daft.